And so it is something we need to learn about. So I think someone from the office can turn on the video so that we can see and talk, and who is going to introduce us.
A very good morning to
our video is on. I can't see any video.
K Malhotra ji.
Yes, I'm there.
Respected. A very good morning, sir. Respected Professor Dr. Dilip from MNLU Mumbai. All thanks to sir for being associated for this event. And I, Senior Advisor to International Bar Association, gladly welcome all the participants, especially the jury, Mr. K Malhotra and Dilip sir, along with the Secretary General INBA, for taking this initiative of launching the first virtual international Moot court. These days, I know legal fraternity, we've suffered a lot of setback. I don't say the other fields have not, but here the advocates have actually had a lot of setback. But not going to the negatives, we should look at the positive part of how we've learned and how technologically savvy all of us are now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so guys, please, I request all the students who've joined the meeting, please mute yourself, keep yourself muted. We do not want to mute you from the office. Let's be professional. We've been using it for such a long time now. Okay, so I would request Mr. K Malhotra to just inaugurate the event by saying a few words to the students. And before I hand over to Mr. K Malhotra, I request the students from team A, B, and C 5 minutes before 10:30, kindly go to your respective teams with a different link. This was the inauguration link sent to you all. Hence, you will have to exit from here and use the other team links to go to your respective teams, team A, team B, team C, which starts sharp at 10 o'clock. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Dilip Ukey, Mr. Kaviraj Singh, other participants from the INBA, and my dear students who are participating in this first virtual international Moot court competition, which is being held by Indian National Bar Association in association with the Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai. Why the Indian National Bar Association has received such a good response to its first virtual international Moot course, its credibility amongst the law students, law colleges, and the legal fraternity. And I think it takes quite a long time to build that kind of credibility. I'm happy that this kind of Moot court competition has now become a regular. We used to go to colleges, universities. I myself have been going and participating in them on a number of occasions in the past. And after Corona-19 pandemic, all of us are doing it virtually. Only few organizations and few universities are doing it virtually because some of them are not that comfortable doing it. But before I come to today's topic, let me share with you that all of you, the youngsters, are privileged one, that you have this opportunity that you are participating in this kind of activities through technology. Not only the Moot court, attending the court proceedings, working in the law firms, writing your research paper and publishing it online. I think all these activities they really make you a good lawyer and a good law graduate. I remember my time when I was a student of law in early 70s in Delhi University. The only opportunity we had was just to attend the lectures or maximum once in a week, a tutorial, and that was the end of it. We didn't have any kind of exposure which you are having nowadays. And I can share my experience in 1976 after completing my law, when for the first time I went and entered the court like you must have read in the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, my experiments with truth, you must have, those who have read, they may be knowing. Mahatma Gandhi said that when he was standing in the court for the first time, his legs were shaking. And I think the similar kind of experience I also had, for the simple reason, because in the law college, after getting the law degree and topping my batch in my college, in spite of that, the procedural things which were required and I should have understood, those are not taught in the law college. That you were required to learn only after joining a senior and going to the court and having a practical experience after getting your law degree. But the kind of changes which have taken in the legal education coming from 3 to 5 year course, and in the 5 year course also, not only confining to the law clause, but having other activities like writing the research paper, working with advocates, attending the court proceedings, and this mooting experience. I think this all has there is a lot of disturbance. I think, may I request the participants if they can keep themselves on mute? Yeah, thank you very much. So I think at that time, and there is a lot of change now. Now, right from day one, when you enter the courtroom, you have the capacity and stand before the court and argue a matter. Because whatever was taught to us in the law college during days, that was useful when the case is at the final stage of argument, because you have done the law studies very well. But before that, the procedural aspects, we were not very well conversant. We were not comfortable with even the court's craftsmen, which now with the coming into this existence, the national law universities and national law colleges, 5 year courses, you people are much better informed. And one of the aspects is, of course, which you have joined today, that is mooting. And it is an attempt which is made to create witness and take part in the court proceedings. And I think this exercise allow you to learn the court craftsmanship and have the real-time experience, real lifetime experience as to how you should argue the matter in the court. Now, mooting is one thing, and participating in moot court not only make you a person who understands how to plead a case, how to write your plaint, how to write, how to make a reply on behalf of the respondents, how to argue the matter, what points to argue and what points not to argue, and sitting as a judge, what kind of points you have to make note of and deal with in your argument. I think this all things are taught to you in the mooting, and mooting makes you a good lawyer. Now, mind it, mooting is only one course, and participation in the mooting definitely makes you a good person, but at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to interact with students from other law universities and law colleges, and you come to know how they are doing in their colleges, what is being taught in their colleges, what is that which you learn and from their experience, and what your experiences you can share with the other student. Mind it, mooting is not the only thing. Other important area which as a student of law, because getting a law degree is one thing for which attending classes in the college is a must, and you must do it. In addition to that, your exposure to the legislature, that is visiting the proceedings in the parliament or the state legislature, or working with an NGO, or working in a legal aid clinic. I think all these things, and writing regularly research paper, all these are a value addition to your degree and make you a good counsel. What is the difference between a good counsel and a person who is not a successful counsel? The difference between a successful counsel is he knows where to find out what and how to use it. If you have learned that craftsmanship, you can become a very good counsel. Otherwise, everybody has got a law degree. But that's the difference which makes lead one to a higher class, or become a very good advocate and a senior advocate, and others who becomes a mediocre. In addition to that, my other suggestion is, once you are doing your law degree, please ensure that you do some extra legal reading also. And when I say extra legal reading, I am talking about the books which have been written by judges, which have been written by senior advocates, which have been written, take for example, Fali Nariman's book, Before the Memory Fades. Law, Lawyers and Other Things, the autobiography of Cecil Ward. Roses in December, the autobiography of MC Chagla. They give you a very wide exposure as to how they entered the field of law, how they practice law, and how they utilize the legal qualification. So my advice to you, because I'm inaugurating this moot court only, I don't want to go into other things, but mooting is, as I said, is a very, very important part of your law degree as on today, because it makes you a good lawyer. Winning or losing the game is not important at this stage, because even if you have not won, if you have not come first, second, or third, your participation itself is very important, because it gives you a very good exposure. So my dear students, I won't take much time of yours, because I know Professor Dilip Ukey, who is now heading the Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, will also be sharing his thoughts and words of wisdom with you. And you have to start your first, I think, competition at 10:30. I won't take much of your time. I wish you all the best. And as I said, winning and losing is not important. You must participate and give to the best of your ability. Always believe in this thing. In law, there are two sides. Both sides are right. It is only how the judge take it and how he accepts it and how he interprets the law as per his understanding. And if your viewpoint has not been accepted, you always have a remedy in going before the higher judge, before the higher court. And that is why you find many a time, I give you an extreme example. The session courts convicts a person for murder, but the high courts acquits him. Totally different decisions, different judgment, based on the same fact, based on the same law, how that law is interpreted, how that law is applied, and that court craftsmanship you are learning during this mooting. So I wish you all the best. I am sure during the next 2 days, all of you will be giving your best and participating to the best of your ability. This will develop your argumentative skill, which will help you in becoming a good lawyer. I wish you all the best, and thank the INBA, Indian National Bar Association, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts with the participants. With this good wishes, over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your support. You have always been there with, though this time it was on a very short notice. I had just requested you and you had accepted our invitation. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I would request Professor Dilip to motivate the students. Over to you, sir. Professor Dr. Dilip.
Thank you, madam. Shri K Malhotra ji, Mr. Kaviraj Singh, other office bearers of Indian Bar Association, and dear participant students, very good morning to all of you. And I congratulate and thank Indian Bar Association, Mr. Kaviraj Singh, Mrs. Kaviraj Singh, and all other office bearers for organizing this first international virtual moot court competition of 2 days. I believe that there are 24 teams which are participating across the country in this first virtual international moot court competition. Dear friends, Shri Malhotra ji has given his not only words of wisdom, but the pieces of advice out of his own rich experience and expertise accumulated over the period of years of professional one. The initiative of the Indian Bar Association has been always the novel one, appreciative one, sometime international conferences, seminars, workshops, and the moot court competitions for the benefit of all. As we have MOU with Indian Bar Association, Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, And partnering with INBA has been always not only a pleasure, it has been always a benefit and advantage to all the stakeholders. As the situation is such in this pandemic that it is not possible to hold offline either competitions or seminars or conferences, that's why that compulsion has given us an option, and that option is closed one. It is not an option, it is rather the mandatory one. Since the moot court competition is to begin now after a few minutes, all those participants, all those students maybe cutting across from first year to final year of all those colleges or universities or national universities would crave for and eye for the winning the trophy. It is not only our duty, as always I used to say, but rather as a institution of higher learning and moreover institution of legal education. It is not only the duty to impart the knowledge, it is not only duty to teach those admitted students, but at the same time, it is also our duty, it is also our dharma to prepare them, to inculcate certain values as well as skills amongst them. Maybe the skills of advocacy, skills of argumentation. And that's what rather precisely such competitions are meant for. We generally prepare ourselves for such competition, going through the moot problem, going through the concern material, concern literature, and then preparing the argument to the best of ability, best of capacity of one's own. As Shri Malhotra ji has said that what is needed is, and what is important is not only the winning the trophy. Of course, winning the trophy also becomes necessary, important also, why not? But all cannot win. What is equally important is the participation. This is the learning process. This is a learning exercise which is to be done through such competitions, to such moot problems, so that one can prepare oneself for the future professional life. Dear friends, we do understand that we are addressing future Harish Salveji's, Ram Jethmalaniji's, or just judges of High Court, Chief Justices of High Court, or even judges of Supreme Court and Chief Justices of Supreme Court, a prospective one. After completion of your graduation, after completion of your degree, no doubt, you will enter into the professional life. You might excel in your professional life. What is needed is now. For this, you are referring to the cases, you are studying cases, you are studying the decisions of the highest court of the land, Supreme Court. It is not only reading those cases, which is important one, what I believe that. Try to go to deep down of the philosophy, of the ideology, of the concepts, of the lives which are there, life experiences which are there in those decisions. Try to dig out that, analyzing, trying to analyze, not only interpret, analyze, going deep into that. It is not only to be the ratio, which is always important one, no doubt. Otherwise, what is binding is to be the ratio alone. But even arbiters, even dissenting decisions are the leading lights for the future decisions. Past dissenting decisions become majority decisions in future. And more importantly, as I said, the rich experience which is lying there. One has to go into the deep of that rich experience of those judges. For example, read Justice Krishna Iyer's judgment delivered by him. You won't find only the law declared by the Supreme Court within the meaning of Article 141, but you will find the whole philosophy of life. That's why you have to have the passion. And suppose you have this passion, then you will develop your compassion also. Compassion towards not only your clients, compassion not only towards legal fraternity, but compassion towards the whole humanity, whole society. And that's what I generally do say this. That, as I mentioned, that you may excel in your life in future. You may amass the good wealth, no doubt. And why not? One should. But don't forget that before doing it, you are a human being and you are a part and parcel of this liberal, civilized, democratic society. Hence, those basic human values of humanity are also equally important. Unless we learn those basic human values, and not only learn, unless having learned, we abide by those basic human values, till then, howsoever you are successful as a lawyer, successful as an advocate, successful as a judge, would not be, that success would not be a success. Success cannot be measured by the positions or the property which one gains or gets, but success is to be measured by adhering to those basic human values. I'm hopeful that even few of you could take a word from this and try to imbibe, try to follow that. I think we will make our day, this day as such. I'm confident that all of you, the young, dynamic participants, students, future lawyers, advocates, would crave for the title, would crave for the trophy, but at the same time, try to respect each other, try to respect each other's human dignity, so that will be the takeaway from this first virtual international moot court competition being jointly organized by Indian Bar Association and Maharashtra National Law University.
Do you want to win the trophy or not?
For this, I wish you all the best, not only for the success in this competition, but rather not only to be successful advocate, lawyer, judge, so on and so forth, but rather to be successful as a human being of this liberal, civilized, democratic society. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for motivating especially the teams who have joined in today. We were supposed to have 24, but now we are having 22 teams. 2 teams had backed out at the end moment. So with their own issues, the speakers were not ready or other things. So I wish all the best to all the teams, all the participants. We put in our efforts, and rest we leave it for the jury, we leave it on the destiny to decide. We should not I think the team A and team B should join, and the rest of us also, we need to join with our team C also. Wait for 5 minutes and you join at 10:30. Thank you, K Malhotra ji. Thank you, Professor Dr. Dilip, and all the participants. Please join in, and thank you, Kaviraj sir, Vinakshi ma'am, and please join in with your groups, the respective links which are sent to you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks to all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.